Hey guys, what's up? And today I wanted to talk about the 5 best options, in my opinion, that the Yankees have at shortstop. Now, it involves players outside of the organization as well as one player that's in the organization right now. So if you have anybody else in mind, please leave a comment down below. Let's see what you guys have to say. Now, the dark horse of this list, he didn't make it on my top 5, but it is Gio Urshela. If worst comes to worst, if Gio Urshela is our stopgap shortstop, that isn't all that bad. He could play defense. He's not a great shortstop, but he's not bad, and he's a pretty good hitter. Better than most, better than some of those guys that are out on the market right now. Andrelton Simmons, for example. But let's talk about the 5 players that I came up with. And at number 5, let's talk about Didi Gregorius. Now, last season, Didi had a really down year. He had a WAR minus 0.8. Horrible. 13 home runs, a 209 batting average, an on-base percentage of 270. That equals to a 639 on-base percentage, almost 100 points below his career average. But the reason why I put Didi Gregorius on this list, number 1, he's a left-handed bat. Number 2, he has experience with the Yankees. His best years were with the Yankees. And number 3, he's a great locker room guy. He's a guy that you would want to have on your team. However, last year, he did not have a great year defensively. He finished 2 spots behind Gleyber Torres in the outs above average category. So think about that. We were complaining last year about how bad of a shortstop Gleyber Torres is. Didi was worse. So keep that in mind. But he's that left-handed bat that we need. He has experience in New York, which is a huge plus, and he's a great clubhouse guy. And that's why he comes in at number 5, and that's why Andrelton Simmons did not make the list. He's a defensive wizard, Simmons, but the guy can't hit. At least Didi has some pop. So there you go. Coming in at number 4 is within the organization, Oswald Peraza. Now, Peraza, according to Baseball America, is the number 55 ranked prospect. Last season, Peraza played at 3 levels. He played at High A Hudson Valley, Double A Somerset, where he spent most of his time, and he ended the year at Scranton Wilkes-Barre. In Hudson Valley, he had over 328 games, 5 home runs, 386 on base percentage with a 917 OPS. Over in Somerset, he hit 12 home runs in 79 games, 40 RBIs, 295 batting average with a 348 on-base percentage. Now, Oswald Peraza, of supposedly his glove, is major league ready right now, and he will be entering his age 22 season this year. Yankees are no stranger in calling up young players to the roster. Way back when, back in 95, Derek Jeter was called up at the age of 21. So calling up Peraza isn't foreign to the organization, and it's not too outlandish. But what I think what's going to happen with Peraza, they're going to have him play in AAA, see how well he does, and then maybe, just maybe, call him up in June if we don't have a shortstop. Or he's trade bait, and all that gets thrown out the window. So Oswald Peraza, for me, comes in at number 4. At number 3, I want to talk about Trevor Story. Now, Trevor Story before last season was highly touted as one of the best shortstops on the market, and rightfully so. The guy prior to last year was really, really productive. However, last season, not so much. And you could also say that the guy is a product of Coors Field, and that's why he won't get a long-term extension. Now, if I'm the Yankees, and if Story wants to come here, I'd try and sign him. He's a pretty good shortstop. He has some pop. I would try and sign him, but not to a long-term deal. I would give him a 1-year deal, but a lot of money. I think that makes sense for the Yankees. That could make sense for Story. Look at Simeon last year. He took a 1-year flyer with the Blue Jays, and look what happened. The guy had a career year, earned an insane contract from the Texas Rangers. So Trevor Story might be looking in at something like that this year in free agency. And the Yankees could definitely be that team that bites and gives Story that 1-year deal, but a lot of money. At number 2 is a player that not a lot of people are talking about, except one subscriber of mine mentioned this, so I thought I'd bring it up. Brandon Crawford. Now, I don't think the Giants want to trade him or dump him or anything like that. The guy had a really good year last season. But if I'm the Yankees, I would definitely be interested in at least talking to the Giants in acquiring Brandon Crawford. Now he's 35, but he produced 24 home runs, 298 batting average, an OPS almost at 900. Now, why would the Giants trade him? They're competing. So why would they move him? He's a beloved Giant. He's been there his whole career. So why on earth would they move Brandon Crawford? Well, Crawford is Garrett Cole's brother-in-law, and Cole's going to be with the Yankees for the foreseeable future. So right then and there, Crawford has some ties with the Yankee organization. I personally would love Crawford, especially if he serves as a stopgap guy for Anthony Volpe or Oswald Peraza. Will it happen? Probably not. I don't foresee the Giants ever moving on from him. He's a franchise player for them, and rightfully so. The guy's really good. But if I'm the Yankees, he's a left-handed bat. I'd say, hey, what do you want for Brandon Crawford? He had an awesome year last year. He had a batting average 40, almost 50 points above his career batting average of 254. So what do you want? That's what I would ask him. So coming in at number 1. Now, for me personally, I wouldn't sign him. I wouldn't make that move. But Carlos Correa, you would be an idiot not to put him on your list. He had a WAR above 7. Above 7. That's crazy. He had a very productive year last season, and the year before that, the COVID year. But Correa has shown that he's been a bit injury prone, and that's why I have a hard time committing long-term money to him, and he's going to command $350 million over 10 years. And for me as a Yankees fan, that's not something that I probably won't be willing to do, unfortunately, considering that we have Volpe, and honestly, we just signed Arias. So, and I know the whole thing of sliding Correa over to third base, and that's fine. It's just I wouldn't give him the money that he wants, because honestly, if you think about it, look at A-Rod, for example, his monster contracts that he had years prior. That guy had insane years, absolutely insane years. Correa's years haven't even touched that. Power-wise, batting average-wise, he's hit 300, I believe, once in his career. And you want to commit $350 million to him. I don't know. I have a hard time doing that. But you can't deny the caliber player that Carlos Correa is. And he should definitely be number 1 on the Yankees list. But like I said, me personally, I would not commit that kind of money to Carlos Correa. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, guys. Those are my 5 best targets for the Yankees. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already liked the video. And like I said, comment down below. Daily Yankees content on the way. This is Joe. Until next time, signing out.